Hey everyone, it's BigSmoons with a Platinum Review, where I talk about the games that I have the Platinum Trophy or 100% on, and what it took to get there. I also review the games based on the amount of fun I had. Today, we're going to talk about the unfinished Swan, which is a first-person adventure game developed by Giant Sparrow and released in 2012 for the PlayStation 3. A PlayStation 4 version was released in 2014, and that is the version I played for the purpose of this video. This game can be found on PlayStation Now if you have access to it. Let's get started. The Unfinished Swan is the story about a young boy named Monroe. His mother has recently died, and he is now living at an orphanage. His mother was an avid painter, but struggled to complete anything. I know a lot of gamers can relate to starting something and failing to finish it. Anyway, she left hundreds of works incomplete, but the orphanage has only allowed Monroe to keep one. He chooses a swan painting that his mother never painted the neck of. An unfinished swan, if you will. One night, the swan comes to life and flies off to a magical world with Monroe following behind him. The story is told in storybook fashion and is broken into 4 chapters. The world you find yourself in originally is just a completely white room. As you navigate through, you learn that you are in the garden of a king, and you must move through his kingdom following the swan. The king's story kicks off here, and it explains that he thought the only color worthy of his garden was white, and as such, everything is white. The levels later begin to fill out with colors, until a full-on black level that is dimly lit. The main gameplay consists of throwing black paintballs in the first chapter. This allows you to paint the level, making navigating it much easier. Later in the game, you throw water balls to make vines move for you to climb. You also make geometric figures to climb your way through some levels. There is some occasional jumping to get upstairs or to vines. The progression here is really well done, and there's not a point where I got bored with the mechanics. The game doesn't stick around long enough to overstay its welcome. You will have to collect balloons and storybook pages along the way. These are easy enough to collect, as you just shoot them with your projectile. The storybook pages are great, as they add context and backstory to the new world that you found yourself in. And even though I won't show them here, I would be remiss if I failed to talk about the credits to this game. I love the way the developers put together the credits. It is so unique compared to just a scrolling list of names. That's really all there is to the game. You are following the swan and learning about the king and his kingdom as you unlock new abilities to progress. The entire game can be beaten in around 4 to 5 hours if you're taking your time to navigate through it. There are no enemies to fight, or boss battles to be had, but I enjoy the game for what it is. I give the Unfinished Swan a 7 out of 10 for fun. I love the visuals of this game. The way the paint splatter leads your way through the opening areas is great. I also enjoyed the dark stage area as well, but the vine stage and the shape building stage felt more like work. Playing through the credits while rounding out a weird but interesting story was fantastic. Let's talk trophies. There is no platinum, and only 10 trophies needed for the 100%. You will obtain 4 trophies from completing the game, 2 trophies from collecting the 64 balloons, and 19 storybook pages. These are easy enough to obtain once you find them. Following a quick walkthrough guide, you can obtain these on one playthrough. 2 more trophies are obtainable once you complete the game and can buy toys with the balloons you have found. 1 trophy is for looking through a specific telescope in the game. 1 telescope in the game is a nice Easter egg to the game journey, but there is no trophy tied to it. But the final trophy I want to talk about is called Minimalist. This requires you to complete the first stage and only fire 3 or less paintballs. That's right, the first stage, which opens to a completely white canvas, before the king has decided to add color to any areas. There are some great guides on how to complete this through precise inputs and audio cues. The trophies aren't difficult to get, but I can see Minimalist turning people off from completing this game. If you can find a good guide and obtain Minimalist, the rest of the trophies are a breeze. Because of this trophy though, I cannot recommend you get that 100%. Thanks for watching everyone. I hope you enjoyed today's video. Tell me what you like or dislike in the comments below. I want to end today's video by saying, I know that sometimes the road ahead can look insurmountable. Sometimes it helps to look back at all the progress you have made and realize that you have made it this far. One day, you'll be able to look back on where you are now and use this to motivate you to move forward again. If you need anyone to talk to or rant to, I can be reached on Twitter at BigSmoons. Have a great day.